Yo YouTube everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very special video for you guys. This is one of the most requested videos on the channel. We finally got it. It's a settings controller, every single type of setting video for you guys to enjoy. We're going to go through the graphics, settings, FOV, sensitivity, all that good stuff. So make sure to drop a like and let's get right into it. Let's see if we can get over 100 likes for the first video of season 3, man. Hope you guys are all excited because we're going to be absolutely grinding the content. So starting off, as you guys do know, I am a controller player. I hope you guys do know that from my videos and nobody here thought I was on mouse and keyboard. No, I am a controller player and I do rock the 6.6 sensitivity. Now, sensitivity, in my opinion, is one of the most important settings to talk about to start things off. I've seen so many people play on 2020, play on maybe 5.5, just the whole range, man. I've seen it all, and for me, I've played on so many different sensitivities and I highly recommend running 6.6. ADS sensitivity, same thing, man. You want to keep that at 1. What this basically does is it multiplies your sensitivity. So some people I know do prefer playing on 7.7. If you do play on 7.7, what you can actually do is times this by, I believe, 0.83, and what that does is when you aim in, it will allow you to have a 6 sensitivity. So if you do like your sensitivity to be slightly higher, I always highly recommending you to match your ADS to get it to 6. Hope that makes sense. So for example, let's say you play 12.12. If you play on a 0.5, then at least when you aim in and you're like looking around, it will only be a 6.6. So that's my first kind of tip for you guys. Here I don't really mess with. I kind of leave that at 1. In terms of vertical, kind of same thing, man. Leave that all the same. This hold, we're going to want this to be sprint tactical. Yeah, if you guys can just copy these settings, man, these are probably the best settings for you guys. I've done a lot of research, played a lot, and these are definitely the best settings I would recommend. This one's important. We're not playing in the CDL, boys, so make sure you have ATS on, man. First of all, save your controller. Second of all, just save your thumbs, man. We're at that era right now where, like, all the sprinting and all that stuff, man, there's no need to play without ATS. Unless you're trying to go pro and you're going through the challengers route, then maybe go for I think it's just off, to be honest. I think the pros just play with it off, but I highly recommend playing with ATS, especially if you're playing for fun. You're just playing rank play to grind the leaderboards just like me and trying to get to the top, having a bit of fun. I highly recommend playing with ATS on. That's the first one. For equipment behavior, we want it on hold. Weapon mount is kind of personal preference here. I prefer the ADS and the melee. Again, all this stuff is kind of personal preference. This one's really important here. I actually have it on. Oh no, I'm trolling, boys. I think it's, oh no, how can I forget? Tap to reload, hold to... Alright, I'm 99% sure it's prioritized. Oh my god, I can't lie. I actually forgot this one, boys. I'm going to have to get this one checked out and go back in the comments. But what I know is it's prioritized interact for Warzone. So that's why I had it on. I was playing a bit of Warzone last night on stream. But I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure it's tap to reload here. Hold to interact. That sounds right. That sounds right. Yes, we're going to go with that, boys. If I'm wrong, someone correct me in the comments and I'll put a comment down there changing it. But... oh, that's awkward. I'm in settings video and I'm already trolling. But yeah, I'm 99% sure it's tap to reload here. If you guys do play Warzone, when you go there, make sure to change this to prioritize interact. What this means is when you're picking up a weapon and you tap X on Warzone, it will just allow you to pick up things a lot faster. Where on multiplayer, you want to make sure to tap X is to reload and holding it is to interact. So we're going to leave that there for now. Again, a little Warzone tip. If you are playing it, make sure to apply all for the armors. But now to the advanced settings. Guys, if you have aim assist off, you are absolutely trolling. Make sure that's on. You want your aim assist type. This one's a weird one, man, because I used to play Black Ops, but the last few weeks, few months, I have been playing on default, and I think Black Ops got a bit of a nerf, so I kind of recommend default here, man. But again, you can try things out. I know a lot of the pros do play default. For me, it's always been the best one. But this is the most important setting. Boys, make sure you're playing on dynamic. This is absolutely broken. If you're playing on standard, you are trolling. Make sure to go to dynamic, and I guarantee your shot will increase so much. Again, kind of the same thing here. Don't really touch too much here. We leave this dead zone, man. This is also very important. What you want to do is, in case anyone doesn't know what dead zones are basically the reaction to the analog sticks and the triggers when you press them. So you see right here, the left stick, I have it on 0. The right stick is really important. This is what causes stick drift. I actually need to increase mine slightly just because I'm getting a lot of stick drift when I do play. But what you want to do is you want to remove this, like get this to the lowest point possible where you don't have stick drift. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So let's just say I go to 0.3 here and then I go to the firing range. Let's not move, right? Let's just stand still here. You see my round log stick is fine. It's not moving. But I don't know, maybe it doesn't move in the arena, man. But let's go back to the where is it? Where's the good old dead zones? Yeah, let's just put it on 0 and see. Maybe it doesn't work in the arena. So you see right there, I'm not actually moving it. it's just moving by itself. That's because the dead zone's so low. So what you don't want that to happen, boys. So what you want to do is you want to go back to your controller settings on advanced, and you want to basically put it on the highest number where your controller doesn't move. So I'm going to try it on 0.04 here. Let's try it on the wall here. You see it's still moving slightly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it on 0.05, and we're going to keep it at that, man. Ideally, you kind of want it as low as possible. You want it at about 0.03, I would say, is a good amount. If it's any higher, like mine is here, you might want to look into getting a new controller or getting that right analog stick sorted. So there's that. Your left and right stick, I leave it on 0.99. I don't touch the triggers because you want them to be as responsive as possible. And yeah, that's it for dead zones, man. Going over to the gyro, once again, if you have it on, you are trolling. Make sure that's off, man. We don't want to see that on at all. Get rid of that. I don't even know what it does, why it's there, but make sure you don't have it on, boys. That's all for the settings, man. That's the majority of the settings. We're going to go to the movement behavior here. Make sure you copy these down, man. These are the most important ones. In terms of like, these are quite generic, but make sure you have these ones on off, because what happens is here, boys, is that it kind of messes up your jump shots and stuff. There's a couple of things. You know, on hotel where you can auto mantle, make sure this is off, because if it's on partial or on, it will definitely mess up your auto mantle. But one of the most important settings here is the invert, slide and dive behavior. You want to make sure it's on inverted. The reason why is because when you normally press the right analog stick in, what happens is you actually start to slide, right? But what in this game, you prefer to dive. So if you have it on inverted and you tap the right stick, you actually dive, and you see the pros doing a lot more. People like what's his name, Shotzi, and how he kind of gets around the map so quickly. So you want that on dive. Make sure that's inverted. Plunging underwater, this one I actually plunge freely, man, mainly for hydro, just to allow you to have a bit more freedom across the map. So highly recommend using that as well. Sprinting door bash, you want that on. The rest is pretty simple, man. We're going to leave that on the default. Here, anything to note here? I mean, just make sure you copy this, boys. Basically quite simple, these ones, but yeah, make sure you're copying this, man. Yeah, nothing too advanced there. I think there was one more thing I kind of want to show you guys here. I don't know if it was exactly here. We'll probably get through on the graphics settings. But yeah, man, there's my controller settings. Going over to the graphics now. Yeah, you can see this, my monitor and my graphics card. So if you guys don't play on PC, not to worry too much here. Nothing really too crazy. I'm just going to show you my settings here. These are basically optimized for the highest frames. So if you guys do want to copy them, feel free to like pause the video as I go through them, and I'll kind of highlight the most important settings. Render resolution's probably the most important one. Make sure it's on 100. Yeah, man, you just want to kind of go through here. A lot of these are on low. The reason why they're on low is because of the FPS. You want to maximize FPS when you're playing, so a lot of these are on low. We don't really care about the graphics and how they look in game. They're still going to look good. Spot cache is actually the only one I have on high. I don't know why. Just a settings video I did see from, I can't remember who it was, but to optimize your PC, these were the best settings, man. So make sure you guys do use this. Here you go. This is what I wanted to talk about. I think weapon motion blur is on by default. It is the worst thing in the game. Make sure you guys have this off for both of them, and depth of field. We want all of this off, man. Make sure that's off. If it's on, as I've said, you're trolling. Make sure that's all off. In terms of NVIDIA, we want to keep that on. I have played around with on and booster. I don't think it makes too much of a difference, but I think it is a bit more powerful for the PC, so I just kind of leave it on, and I'm happy with that, man. Overall, the game does run pretty smooth. Now, FOV, this is extremely important. The most extreme and important setting for me besides your sensitivity is your field of view. Guys, try 100. Please try 100. 6.6 for me is the best FOV when playing professionally, when playing, I don't know, competitively, wherever you guys are trying to do, even for pubs. For me, is the best one. The only time I recommend playing more is if you don't play rank play and you're fully a Warzone player. And for Warzone, just because of how big the map is, I would recommend maybe going for 120. But if you guys are playing rank play or multiplayer, I highly recommend 100. The reason why you don't go higher than 100, maybe 103 max, is because it actually starts to reduce your aim assist at a distance. So I highly recommend playing on 100. For me, I don't see a problem with it. I really enjoy it. Make sure this is unaffected. Doesn't change too much, but you want to keep that unaffected here. Independent, it's just not as good, man. It used to be okay for ARs, but you want to keep this unaffected. Weapon field of view, again, you want to keep this on wide. Just little things like that, man, just to make sure your gun is like the pros, and this is all the pro settings, so make sure to copy it. In terms of this, you want to keep this on least, just because it can get a bit shaky and stuff when score streaks go off in pubs. So these are the settings. Now let's take a look at the audio setting. Not too much to work with here, but in case you guys are wondering anything, I do play on default system here, stereo, and where is it? I play on headphones here. I've tried a couple of different ones again, and for me, I think headphones might be the best. Again, quite personal preference, but you can have a mix around with that. Nothing too much on the settings video here, man. But yeah, those are my settings. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Before we end it, we're actually going to go through our classes in case you guys did miss the class setup video from the other day. Starting off with the Vaznev here. This is our Vaznev class. We're going to show you how it looks first. This is the standard Vaznev class, but it's pretty good. You can see it's not too bad. It beams at that long to medium range. These are the attachments you do want to run. We're running with the spiral here, the FSS shark fin, the true tack, and the Ultra is that stock. And then we actually have 3 different tack classes. So the first one is the Cardinal stock. This one's a bit more, it's better for strafing, a bit more faster. Maybe those close range gunfights, I'll probably say this is the best one. The only difference here between this and the other classes is the stock and the underbarrel. So we're going with a shark fin here, the aiming idle stability, pairing that up with a Cardinal stock, and that's a pretty good class, man. And then for me, my personal favorite one is this one. Instead of the Cardinal, I've started to run the X line recently, and I just prefer it, man. Gives me a bit more ADS, a bit more of that sprint fire, and it's really weird because although you lose recoil control, the Commando gives you recoil stabilization, and for me, I actually feel like this gun beams a lot more than the other one. So my personal preference is this one. Again, if you are playing that close range though, I would highly recommend trying the Cardinal one, but try them both out, man, see how you like it. And then going over to this one, this is a bit more of a longer range class. It's a bit more for like LSELO or S&D, where you're just playing a bit more longer range, man. You go for those long shots here. We do have an RF crown instead, so it gives you that recoil control. This is an absolute laser, man. Do try this one out as well. And we do have the edge grip. Oh no, what's happened, boys? Has it kicked me out? I think the update's about to go live, man. It might have just kicked me out. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. We can carry on. So yeah, as I was saying, man, those are the 3 tack classes, so they're pretty good, man. I would highly recommend using these 3. And then we got the Veil. If you guys want to have a bit of fun in rank play, this one's a lot of fun, man. So give it a go. And yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, man. If you did, make sure to drop a like. We're gonna have a ton of season 3 content on the way, man. So let's get ready for that, man, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.